believe Shikev's behind this?
Trilithium weapons? Perhaps the most sought-after patch artifact? He's behind this, all right. If we find Shikev, we'll find that great battleship.
Shikev has proven to be resourceful, but to pull off the greatest starship robbery of all time, I don't believe him to be capable of it, Captain.
No, not alone. You're right about that. He had help. He would need plenty of it. The question is, who?
I'm not picking up any distinct ion trails. Whoever it was, they took off at high warp, and they mopped up their trail far too well.
To tow that battleship at warp speed, that would require one hell of a ship.
Captain, I believe I have the answer.
The warp signatures were clearly Tholian.
The Tholians acquired these sectors, while everyone else was occupied with the Dominion War.
An alliance between Shikev and the Tholians. I would have never believed it.
There is more. 6 freighters were recently attacked near the Isley system. I want you to investigate and take whatever action you deem necessary.
Could be difficult. I would prefer to go in with my full crew. Is it possible to recall Commander Neros and his party?
They are on a mission of some importance.
Greater importance?
Honestly, I do not know.
You don't know which mission is more important, or...
I do not know anything. Since that man came to the Briar Patch, I felt maneuvered, pushed by nebulous agendas, micromanaged by unseen officials.
Do you feel that Neros is a cause or an effect?
In the end, it doesn't matter. I don't trust him. I can't trust him. At times, it is as if he gives me marching orders, and I am expected to obey.
I sense that Commander Neros has had a private agenda from the beginning, and frankly, I was just as suspicious.
But you've overcome your suspicions, and feel I should as well.
I work with the man, Admiral, and whatever else he is, I believe him to be honest. I believe he does have our best interest at heart.
We are Starfleet officers, Elizabeth. We're supposed to act with our minds rather than our hearts.
Do that often, ma'am?
Perhaps more often than I should. However, I would still feel more comfortable knowing just what it is Mr. Neros is protecting us from.
You think his mission and these acts of piracy are linked?
Your mission is to track down those responsible. If by chance you should encounter something you thought of interest to Commander Neros and his party,
I'll be sure to try to inform him.
Face to face, Elizabeth.
Understood, Admiral.
Sir, this new course takes us right into the heart of the Briar Patch, but I'm not detecting any star systems within impulse range.
Hold course, Ensign.
At this course and speed, we should exit the patch gases in approximately 2,700 years. If I'm not mistaken, that's past the life expectancy of even an Elorian.
Ensign, remodulate the shields to the frequency I'm sending you now. Commander Leffler, prepare to emit a tachyon pulse to the following coordinates.
Just what am I aiming at, sir?
You'll see, Commander.
Shields up and ready.
Prepare to jump to warp.
Are you crazy? We're surrounded by Metrian gas, and the cells will explode.
Stand by, Ensign.
Warp core is online.
Leffler, tachyon pulse now. Warp 1, engage. Lock onto the source of the current and match shield modulation.
The computer's having trouble finding a pattern.
It's fairly randomized. Hang on.
says it's a tree, and so on. The gas is merely a...
Byproduct?
When you see an ocean, do you think it's a seamless construct? An entire entity? Are you seeing everything there is to see? Or are there things, currents, beneath the surface?
And there are currents within the patch?
Of all shapes and sizes, if you know where to look.
You could have flown a ship the size of the Excelsior down that whatever it was. Why haven't we heard of these currents before? Why have you kept so many secrets? Damn it, where are we going?
Commander?
Not to where we are going, but to whom? Ensign? 90-degree turn to port up ahead.
Aye. A branch in the currents?
That's right. Steady as she goes.
This course will take us to the side of the patch adjacent to Deep Space 12. Are we doubling back?
Not quite. We'll manage to reach our destination in just a few hours. It would take the Excelsior several days traveling outside the patch.
I'd feel more comfortable making a formal report, Captain. The stuff really is preliminary.
We've been looking at this junk for a half a day, Nevin. Honestly, sometimes I think you'd argue with Cochrane as to whether dilithium was a proper catalyst for his warp field inducer.
Well, studies have shown that he had cruder but more common materials available to him. He could have launched months earlier.
Ensign, focus. Just because you can press his buttons.
Sorry, ma'am. I will use my powers more wisely, and only for good.
Give me what you have.
We made 56 sweeps of the debris field and collected 1,024 objects and spectrograms.
You can skip to the end, Ensign.
We've got debris patterns from 6 different vessels with impact setting from 56843.2 to 56872.3, a 3-week span. Numerous warp signatures of Tholian origin, probably from a single vessel quite large from within the same time range.
And on some of the most recent debris, unprocessed trilithium residue. And I've matched the contaminant signature.
All corroborate our theory on Shikev.
We must have traveled at least a light year.
9.3 light years to be exact, Commander. We're just outside a small non-aligned system bordering the Federation.
The Isley system. Why do I know that name?
You bastard.
Commander?
To whom? To whom did you put the word out first? Did you let it be known that I would be at X location on X date?
I assure you, I don't understand.
I was safe. He couldn't get to me and he knew it. You couldn't get to him either.
I had no such agenda, Commander.
What are you talking about?
You've used me! You've used me as your stalking horse, and now I'm out here in the open and he's here, isn't he? Isn't he?
Who? Who are you talking about? Commander?
Shikev. Commander Leffler,
Don't you touch me.
Captain's log, stardate 56928.3. We are following the ion trail of a freighter believed involved in the destruction of 4 Federation cargo vessels. The ship was damaged in the final skirmish, enabling us to track it.
The Tholians admit to no wrongdoing, despite all the evidence you've collected. Our talks have broken down. We're pulling back to a safe position. Let me tell you something, Elizabeth. If you're ever asked to negotiate with a Tholian, don't. At least the Grey don't pull any punches. This lot worries me. They're up to no good.
What would you do, sir, if you were here on the bridge? Sometimes I wish I had that instinct of yours.
Don't sell yourself short, Elizabeth. You made captain for a reason. Trust your own instincts and your crew's.
It would appear the Tholians disabled the ships, and Shikev and his crew moved in to check out the remains. The Tholians made sure there wasn't much left behind. We've triangulated the last known course of the Orions. If the Tholians are still out there, we may need some help.
We'll send you everything we can spare.
Thank you. We'll be entering the patch shortly. If anything should happen...
Sentimental, Captain?
Sometimes I surprise myself.
Good luck, Captain.
Shelby out.
Yellow alert. Captain to the bridge.
Status?
I'm picking up a warp trail paralleling the damaged ship, Captain. From the dispersal, I'd say we were no more than an hour behind them.
I'm betting the freighter is slowing them down. Good chance to overtake them. Tactical orders, Captain.
We'll cross that bridge later.
I backtracked the flight plans for those freighters. They all came from different outposts around the patch, where they offloaded more lucrative cargo for smaller, undisclosed cargo. And they originated from the area where Shakev's operative found that artifact.
Think the Orion Syndicate is branching out?
I think Shakev is branching out. I think he's off the reservation. The Syndicate of Tholian sure makes strange bedfellows.
The ships are separating.
The Tholian ship is heading out, almost a direct shot to the Isley system. Shakev's ship is heading deeper into the patch.
We know where the Tholians are probably headed. Follow the freighter.
Aye, Captain.
Why haven't you told anybody about the currents? You're a Starfleet officer. You're obligated to share the information with us.
The currents are too small for starships?
Not all of them. All shapes and sizes, isn't that what you said? Commander?
Yes.
With information like that, we could protect our colony worlds. Render the Grey's full technology meaningless. It would be a tremendous tactical advantage. We could be probing deeper into the patch, uncovering its secrets.
Some secrets are better left unanswered.
Who are you to make those decisions? What moral high ground do you stand on that lets you stand over the heads of the rest of us, the huddled masses, we poor fools?
The commander is over 643 years old. He's seen things, done things.
Age is just a number. It is not a free pass to some omniscient life view that gives him the right to place arbitrary limits on...
Not arbitrary, Commander. And it's not the years. It's where the years take you. Or where you take the years.
Coming up on the vessel now, Captain.
On main viewer.
Could they be playing dead?
Helm, cautious approach. Move us into scanning range.
Its engines are offline.
The escape pods are still docked. I'm not reading any atmosphere over there, but plenty of organic matter. Definitely not the food processors.
To borrow one of your phrases, we've been had.
Take a heavily armed away team, Lieutenant. Ensign, see if you can get life support up over there.
What or who do you expect to find here?
Either a man who stole a gray battleship, or a man who can take me to it. Perhaps both. Shall we?
Lieutenant, we're reading intermittent life signs, but nothing strong. What have you found?
I've counted 5 dead humanoids. All appear to have been tortured. Some I recognized from the last time I was here.
Anyone I would know?
Not yet. I'll keep you.
Lieutenant?
Not everything's dead on this ship, man.
He's here. I can feel my skin crawling.
The ambient atmosphere, or what passes for it in this dung heap, is a more likely culprit.
Sure seems like the place to find an Orion pirate.
This way. My information points to the bar as our destination.
Luco.
I don't see him, Commander.
You never do. I don't think so.
Let go of me!
Stunning her would have been the more humane way.
Yes.
I think I like your way better.
Yes.
I'm Commander Tullian Naros of the starship Excelsior. I believe that
The look on your face is almost worth being set adrift for 200 years, Tullian. Almost.